So today we're diving into something that nobody wants to talk about, the foot, right? Oh, it's stinky, it's at the bottom of the ground, but here's the thing. It is the thing that plants you to the earth. It's the thing that gives you the connection to whatever you're doing, whether it be walking, running, standing, however you live your life. That's the thing that gives you the connection. So it's so vitally important that we take care of the foot, the calf, the hips. Each one plays their part. The most common thing that we see is plantar fasciitis. Plantar fasciitis is a really ugly little condition that starts right about here. Here is the heel of my foot and the ball of my foot. You'll see radiating, burning, sharp pain that runs right through here, and a lot of times it will centralize right at that bony point of the foot. Well, it's not that bad of a deal, but what happens if every step you take creates pain? So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through how to take care of some of these in an at-home basis and see if we can get you a little bit of relief. So foot pain usually comes from a mix of three things. One of the things is the inability for your foot to stabilize. The reason that this happens is because you'll lose the ability to do a toe up motion when you walk, so you stay in this kind of pointed position or completely flat. This leads to tightening of the bottom of the foot, tightening of the calf, tightening of the hamstring. When you have tightness all the way through there, it's naturally going to pull at any of those attachment points. The next thing that we're looking at is hip extension. So if we don't have the ability, I'm going to move this chair out of the way, if we don't have the ability to do this, then every time that we walk, the problem becomes we have to push off with our foot like this in order to propel ourselves forward, instead of letting the foot come behind us and then it propels our bodies forward. This is a major point that we see, because if you can't do that, you will be stressing the bottom of the foot. Finally, we run into just lack of strength of the actual small muscles that stabilize the foot. We're going to give you some tips right now to figure out how do we manage that. One of my favorites is this little tool right here. This is a lacrosse ball. You can also use a golf ball, or one of my personal favorites, a frozen water bottle. What you're going to do to start out is you're going to take this ball, you're going to place it on the ground, and you're going to place your foot right on top of it. You are then going to place a little bit of pressure, not so much that you want to cry, okay? We're just looking to get some relief here. So you're going to roll up to the toes, back to the heel, back and forth, nice and slow. When you find that tender spot, just rock back and forth on it for about 30 to 45 seconds. Then move to the next one. Don't do one spot for more than about 45 seconds. You're just going to make it sore. The next step of this is a more hands-on approach. The nice thing about this is you can feel exactly where that trouble spot is and kind of give some focused TLC. So what you're going to do is you're going to prop your foot up. You're then going to take your thumb and you're going to push into that plantar fascia. You're going to go here, hold on to it for just a little bit, and then slowly move your foot through some ranges of motion. It can be up and down, it can be circle, you can wiggle your toes. However you want to do it, find multiple spots through here and spend a little bit of time working it out. You can then go up and you can do the same thing through your calf. Remember, this is a whole sling that goes up. It's really common to find a very tender trigger point right up here in the middle of the calf that will refer pain down to the foot. If that happens, spend a little bit of time working on it. However, if you ever notice any increasing numbness, tingling, major burning, go ahead and discontinue and go ahead and talk to one of your doctors. We talked about the importance of having dorsiflexion in our ankle, which is the motion of our toes coming up like this. So what do we do to restore it? One of the things that we can do, I'm going to drag this chair over just a little bit. We are going to place your foot on a flat surface. You can do this on the ground as well. You're going to put your same-sided hand on the front of the ankle, opposite hand on the back, and you're going to push your knee over top of your second toe. So this is a straight line. We don't want to see it breaking in. We don't want to see it breaking out. Straight line over top of the second toe, right over the middle of that arch. And this is going to be a pumping motion. This pumping motion is going to help restore some of that. And by blocking here, it keeps you from going into that toe up position. All right, now we're going to start working on that hip strength. Your hip drives how your ankle moves. one of the things that we do is we're going to work on a step up. This is just a small little stool that I picked up from any hardware store. You can use a stair, you can use a curb, you can use something a little bit taller. It doesn't really matter. But what you're going to do is you are going to stand up, keep your knee over top of your toe, and you're going to stand up nice and tall, squeeze your buttocks, stand up, step down. Stand up, step down. The one thing I want you to focus on is not letting your hip kick out to the side. That would look like this. And circling up. So we're coming up and down. If you want a little bit harder variation of this, what you do is you stand up, then you work your way down, touch the ground, just like that, and back up. You don't fully transfer your weight, but this is going to stress the hip just a little bit more. I recommend going between 10 and 20 of these per side to get started. Let's go ahead and jump into the next one. All right, so now here I am on the floor. Don't ask me how I got here. Stupid accident. But what we're going to do is we're going to focus on a little bit of butt strengthening. This is going to help you with that extension again. The first one we're going to do is called a bridge. You're going to lay flat on your back, tighten up your tummy, squeeze your butt, and you're going to lift and hold. And down. We're going to start with 5-second holds. Squeeze the butt, squeeze the tummy, up, 4, 5, and down. What we're doing here is we're firing up those muscles that extend your hip. This is going to allow you to have a better push off and take stress off of the foot. The last one that we're going to give you today is also another one of a stabilizer for the hips. This is called a clamshell. You might also have heard it as a book. You're going to lay on your side, knees together, 90 degrees. You're going to keep your feet together and open and close the knees like a book. You're trying to avoid opening up like this. We don't want the back to move, so some people find it very helpful to take their hand, place it in the back, rotate up, squeeze that butt at the top, 5 seconds, back down. All the way up, back down. Both of these look super easy. I bet if you get down and try them, it might surprise you. All right, so this closes up Fun with the Foot. I hope you learned something that you can use on a daily basis to help take care of those little piggies, make sure that you're able to move more effectively, and help decrease some of that nagging pain that just wants to stick around. As always, if something is not getting better, please consult with your doctor, or if any of these exercises tend to make you more sore or more painful, it's time to go chat